This feels familiar, real familiar. What's up, everybody? Sorry, I haven't hit you with a video in a while. You know, I have to be inspired these days, and there isn't much inspiration going around, so I apologize. Like I said, it's just, I don't have it like I used to. I used to get inspired by the smallest things, but nowadays it seems like there's done with a bunch of downers out here. But I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm going through a metamorphosis of a degree in my life. I was always the kind of person who was, I guess you could say, on the edge of brash, crude, to a certain extent. Say how I feel, say what I mean what I say. I don't care who likes it, if you don't, whatever. I've always been that kind of person. No matter how I delivered it, as long as it was the truth, then that's what I was gonna stay on. I was gonna stand on it. But I'm getting older now, and just because I can handle things, I can deal with somebody being a straight shooter with me, doesn't necessarily mean everybody else can handle that. You know, some people, they may ask for, you know, the so-called truth, but, you know, they really can't deal with it. They may ask for the real, but they really can't deal with it. And I would kind of treat it like, hey, if you can't deal with the real, then don't ask for it, stay away from it, don't be around it. But regardless, they're always going to say the same thing. Oh, I can handle it, I can deal with it, say what you feel, say what you mean. But in all reality, they really can't deal with it. So what I'm learning to do now is, even if somebody tells me that they can handle what I'm about to say, or they can deal with what I'm about to say, I'm going to lighten the load a lot. I'm going to lighten the load by a good bit these days, because you know, I was always told to be aware of my audience, and I never really paid attention, and I never really cared for that saying, because it's like I have to kowtow to certain people, then other people I have to treat them differently. I always want to treat everybody the same, but I'm learning that I can't. So one thing that I feel like I have to you know, understand more and become better at is just not saying much. Just not saying much at all, letting other people do the talking. My opinion doesn't always have to be served up. My opinion doesn't always have to be heard. If somebody asks me, then I can tell them, but I don't always have to serve it up to them just because I feel like it needs to be said. It may need to be said, but the people that you're saying it to can't deal with it. And, you know, that's just one metamorphosis I'm going through to a certain extent. That's just one I'm going through. The other one is coming to the realization that other people, and I'm not trying to pick on, you know, a specific gender or nothing like that, but I do have to say this because it's a part of the video. I'm starting to accept that women cannot admit when they're wrong. Now, I know there are guys who can't admit when they're wrong, but I've seen more men in my life. I'm just keeping it real. I've seen more men in my life able to be honest and say that, hey, I messed up. Hey, I was wrong. I've seen women ruin their whole lives. I've seen women ruin their whole marriage just because they can't admit that they're wrong. I've never met a woman in my life, who could admit that they were wrong. Never, not one. Not one. And I'm coming to accept that I used to not understand, you know, I used to not accept it. Like, man, what the hell is wrong with this? Why can't you just admit when you're wrong about something? But I learned from a brother, an older brother, a OG, a real OG. I learned from him. He said something that was so profound, I could not believe it. But when he said it, I felt it, and I said, you know what? That is why they can't admit when they're wrong. And I'm talking about women specifically. This brother said, and it was very simple. This brother said, When you apologize to someone or let them know that you are wrong, you are giving away your power. Even if it's just a little bit, you're giving them your power when you admit that you are wrong. Now, men, we are naturally born with physical power, and we are naturally born with psychological power as well. So for us, giving a little bit away doesn't bother us. It just doesn't hurt us like that. But for a woman who already knows that she doesn't measure up physically to a man, she cannot give away that little bit of power that she does have. Even if it's just a small bit, she can't give it away. Because when she admits that she's wrong, or she apologizes for something fucked up that she did, when she says she's sorry, or when she says she is wrong, she gives away a little bit or a lot of power. And they can't do it. It means too much to them. They'll risk their whole lives for it. For that. Just for that. But that's the world we live in. I'll begin with y'all soon, family. Y'all take it easy. Peace.